Hello, welcome to Melanin and Habinoid Live. I am Lady Abimbola. Welcome to my campaign against the Gangstalking program, and this is a campaign for R.KELLY, which I title Leave R.KELLY Alone. Now, the Gangstalking program, that most of you know that I have been a very strong activist against the Gangstalking program, the racist system, and the fundamental abuse of human rights. R.KELLY is an American music producer, an artist, a songwriter, a publisher, etc., etc. R.KELLY has been greatly misjudged because I believe because he's a peculiar person. He does not do things the way every other person does things, and when people begin to invade your privacy or your life like that, it's because they want to condition and control the way you do things and the way you manage things to the level they can understand. We do not have to let anybody understand us, because the Bible says we are beautifully and wonderfully made. We are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a peculiar people. Peculiarity means you are not like the rest of them. Peculiarity means that you do not have another one that looks like you. Peculiarity means that you cannot be easily assessed or understood. So when somebody is trying to understand you precisely, all your moves, the way you think, the way you look, the way you choose things, then that's a problem. And we have only one common enemy that wants to know everything about us in order to use it against us. R.KELLY, I believe, has been greatly accused, whether it is true or not. I am not the judge that will decide that, but according to what I have seen, you see, the Gangstalking program targets individuals, and the targeted individuals are people with peculiarity people that are not easily conditioned to social mind control, and people that are not easily socially controlled, mind controlled. And this man has been so much gifted. It takes supernatural backup to do what MJ did in his own time, the kind of songs he wrote. And some of the songs also, R.KELLY actually wrote some of the songs, and these are deep, spiritual, and gifted songs. Though I am not separating the fact that R.KELLY himself, he has danced around the devil, and once you do that, you've exposed yourself to all kind of demonic intrusion and attack. Well, you see, before anyone will cast the first stone against R.KELLY, I believe all the pedophilias in the world should be arrested and persecuted. Efner, the Playboy Mansion guy that is dead now, he lived 80 or 90 something years. Nobody ever arrested or arrested him or persecuted him or whatever. I believe his name should be dragged even in the mud, the way they're dragging Michael Jackson's name in the mud. Even after he's dead, they're still dragging his name, because this is not a persecution that they are looking for justice. These are a bunch of terrorists. They are not looking for justice. These people are actually looking for ways to destroy every melanin race. You guys have to get this. They are looking for every way possible to destroy melanin race. They don't want us to have money. They don't want us to be rich. They don't want us to have dignified work, even though we are qualified for work. They want to sabotage our lives. We have a bunch of delinquents that goes around gang-stalking us all around the place. R.KELLY is being gang-stalked by all these. It's been gang-stalked, and he has been monitored for years, because it's not out. This attack is not about justice. We are looking for, it's just like when they say war on terrorists. How can terrorists actually place war on terrorists? It is very funny. How can criminals say they want to actually judge a criminal? It is very, very funny. There are lists of pedophilias from all the continents in the world. They practice all kind of things. If you go to my website, melaninandhappiness.com, if you go to my website, you'll find out that, you know, they're into homosexuality, they're into bestiality, they're into all kind of sexual perversion. But these are the people that want to crucify R.KELLY. R.KELLY never did half of the thing Efna did in the Playboy Mansion. In the Playboy Mansion, there were drugs. I mean, this girl, I don't want to name names now. This girl that married a footballer that is now divorced from the footballer. She said about the way they pop pills, and the other one that wrote a book down the rabbit hole. They wrote all kind of things to actually explain the fact that R.KELLY is nothing compared to Efna. To Efna, what he did. This is an anointed man. This is a man with purpose and destiny. I see the God in R.KELLY. I don't see all is defect. Like most of us. Any of you that is without sin, raise your hands and let me see who can actually have the guts to cast the first stone. None of you. The woman that they want him in jail. They want to mute this man, even because they know all the things they've been using to attack him. He's not fighting back. This, you know, recently his house was burgled. I don't think he made any kind of police report against that because he knows where it came from. This is not an ordinary thief. They are trying to strip him of all his inheritance, all his properties, everything he has. Now they have his ugly, duckling, hunger-stricken ex-wife that still wants him desperately back. They are now using him against him. They are now using her against him. Wake up, people. Journalism has power, and the power to mind control. When they have the power to mind control the masses, what they do is that they condition your mind to what you should believe. The only person that stood up that had the money to pay for R.KELLY's, they actually wanted him to pay $1 million, but they said, okay, he can go scot-free if he has 100 to deposit. I mean, he has to pay just 100, and he had the 100. He paid. Somebody came and paid the 100. Today, people are harassing this person. How dare you harass such a person? What they're trying, this is a gang-stalking program because it's an isolation program. What they do is that they want to push everybody away from him. They want nobody to support him. They want him to be by himself. That way they can destroy him. That's the same way they did to Michael Jackson. They attack him with emotional distress. They psychologically condition his mind that he didn't have faith in anybody again. They muted his economics, his profession. They actually muted his whole life. They didn't call it mute then, but that was what they were doing to him. That is gang-stalking program. That is the racist system that has been conditioned against the melanin race to sabotage the melanin race life. And the people that seem to have it all together are either sold out completely and totally for Satan, or their days are numbered. They are sold out for Satan, or their days are numbered. R.KELLY is not a pedophilia. Go and look for people like Efna of the mansion, Playboy Mansion. Go and look at all the people that are not arrested and they are habinoid race. I was sexually molested by an Italian citizen here in Italy, and that was when I was thrown into this gang-stalking program. Why? Because they want to mute me. Because they don't want a melanin woman to accuse an albino man of sexual molestation. To today, they criticize me, they persecute me, they harass me, theft of my property. They want to cancel my existence, sabotage even work. Just last week, they sabotaged my source of income. They told my employer to actually relieve me of work. So they are just trying to they want to frustrate every source of independence I would have, so that they will condition me to frustrate every avenue I have to be independent economically, so that they can actually guide me to the path of destruction. You guys should fight for R.KELLY. R.KELLY is not, this is what they do against every melanin race. If you don't fight for this one, you are a fool, and they will continue to use the same trick against us, and they will take us one after the other and kill us one after the other. They've been doing it for years. Why don't you guys just understand it? Look at what happened in this family that a melanin girl, somebody kissed the boyfriend of one, kissed the melanin girl, and they attacked her. They said she's a homebreaker. They said this, and this is somebody that she's not even. The guy doesn't want to see her. The guy doesn't want to have a relationship with her. She wanted a child, and all these things happen, and they try to attack this girl because they have some friends in the journalism world that they can use, and there were all kind of reports, all kind of shows that was attacking this girl. I had to stand up. This is a melanin sister, and when I stood up and I started actually visiting every site, and I started contributing and bringing to light what the truth is. The melanin woke up and they started fighting that. And what happened? This girl now retraced her track and started saying, okay, she's not only to be blamed, the guy also is to be blamed. But that was not what they were trying. They were trying to destroy her. Because this is what they do. They pick one of us, they destroy that person, and we all watch. We eat popcorn and we drink Coca-Cola, and we watch them destroy the melanin. They don't come to you like a flood. They don't come at once. They pick one after the other. They derive joy in picking one after the other. When they pick you and they watch even your own people fight you, they watch even your own people criticize you, they watch even people. I see so many bloggers that go to start digging R.KELLY's family, R.KELLY's brother, R.KELLY's sister, R.KELLY's this, R.KELLY's that. You should be ashamed of yourself. Even if you know all those facts, I don't believe he's guilty of everything they accuse him of. But even if you know all those facts, keep it to yourself and keep quiet, and let the people that want to crucify him and destroy his life, let them find out those things themselves. And don't give them weapons to use against this man in the court of law. I think the melanin race, we have to be outgrown all this deception. This deception have been going on for decades and for centuries. And we seem not to be learning from it. It's the same deceptive pattern. They throw accusation against us, they malign our character, they sabotage all our every move, and they watch while they create problems for us. They watch others actually perform the task. I know this very well because I am a targeted individual also. As I am right now in the train, you find people following me about. They gangstalk me. They harass me. They sabotage my work. They sabotage my life. I was illegally evicted from a house I paid for. Illegally evicted. The military police was actually present in the illegal eviction. Please, this is no game. For me, I'm so passionate about this thing because I'm not saying, don't misunderstand and misquote me. I am not saying R.KELLY is a saint. He must have done something that he exaggerated because he's just a sex crazy like most men. Like most men. But one thing I know is that they're not going to take down this good man. He has flaws, he has defects like most of us, and we're not going to destroy him where the real pedophilia. Talk about the Pizzagate. Talk about the Pizzagate. Arrest everybody connected to Pizzagate. But at the end of the day, what happened to Michael Jackson? After the accusation, after they destroyed his wealth, they destroyed his reputation, they emotionally broke him to pieces. They psychologically conditioned his mind that he cannot even see him, trust it, even kids again. Then they now declared him not guilty. It's going to be the same thing with R.KELLY. Now they want him in jail to keep him quiet because it is a program that is orchestrated only by them. They should do the talking. You as a target, they don't want you to be heard. That is how the gangstalking is the program all about. That is what it's all about. They want you not to be heard by anybody, and if you try to be heard, they want you not to be believed by anybody. They want to be the one to control the information, the lies, the propaganda against you. They want to be the only one to be in control, to put out lies against you that people should believe. After 2 hours after the interview he had with Gayle King. They arrested him for not paying child support. Why didn't they harass him for child support all these years? Why? Because it is a program. This is the time they need everything they can get against him to throw him behind bars, because when he came out to make the interview, he actually gave people opportunity to see, to have light, the ones that want to criticize him, the body language. Well, if you shake his head, oh, because he shake his head, he's lying. Just that is bullshit. And nobody say, oh, because he shake his, I can be talking and do like this. You don't mean what you're saying. I can do whatever I want. I may be nervous and talk in a very loud way. I may be cool and calm and collected. You know, it depends on the mood the person is. Like me, I'm agitated right now because it's a personal issue for me. Because I feel so insulted as a melanin race. I have a blog. I cannot use it to fight for my brother. I'm living in Europe. The United Europe of Gangstalkers. That's where I live. The melanin race were targeted as a race. We are targeted as individuals. And this is the time we have to start fighting for each other. The gang stalking program is not a joke. They are destroying the whole human race. But the racist system is destroying the melanin race. We have to start defending our men. We have to protect our men. We have to fight for our men. If you think it's a pedophilia, I don't think so. But if you prove so, fine. Let the judge decide on that. Or let the jury, in this case, decide on that. But remember that Michael Jackson, at the end of the day, when they destroyed his life, they destroyed his reputation, they destroyed his work, they destroyed his relationship, they maligned his name, and they blackballed him from the society. All the so-called actors, actresses, musicians, and all the people in the world that is supposed to support him, they actually conditioned them to separate themselves from him. So it will be isolated. So it can, that is, the isolation is to actually totally destroy a person. And that's what they are trying to do to R.KELLY. R.KELLY is not the devil they want to present you to believe. He has faults. He has defects, like most of us. And I am not in support of any molester. It might be albinoid, it might be melanin. I'm not, you see, I'm totally against injustice. No matter who it's for or who it's against, as long as it's an injustice thing, I'm totally against it. And this is injustice, and we have to start fighting. Because you see, let me tell you something. The difference between Martin Luther King and Malcolm X is Martin Luther King was operating under mind control, sedate your people from fighting back. While Malcolm X says that, I do not support aggression, I do not support any kind of war, but there cannot be peace when some people, are actually in bondage. When somebody actually attacks you, you have a right to self-defend yourself. When you are being attacked, you have a right to defend yourself. R.KELLY is being attacked. The woman that paid his fine is being under attack. Is this not teaching you something here? They're attacking the person helping him because they don't want anybody to help him. They want to isolate him. Now they threw him in jail because of child support. They released him again that he has to pay after the judgment. But they already know the judge will send him back to jail because they are trying to keep him quiet, not in jail. You see, in Michael Jackson's case, they didn't keep him in jail because Michael Jackson already, they've isolated him. They made him so miserable, so they know he will not talk. And he had lawyers that was just telling him to keep calm. But in this case, R.KELLY was ready to fight, you know, to match up with whatever aggression they want to give to him. So they have to silence him by keeping him in a place. They have to keep him in a place that nobody would hear him. Please support this campaign. Leave R.KELLY alone. Before you condemn R.KELLY condemned every pedophilia in the Pizzagate situation and every other place in the Playboy Mansion, everybody connected to the Playboy Mansion. You have to arrest those ones also. Otherwise, it will not be justice. Justice is when you actually go against what is wrong, no matter who it is. But injustice is when you persecute certain race, you persecute certain individuals, you destroy certain individuals, and you let others go scot-free with something worse, much worse than what this person has done. Efner had several girlfriends in the playhouse, in the mansion. Nobody stopped him. R.KELLY has several girlfriends. What is the problem? How old was this girl that married one of his girlfriends? How old was she? Was she not underage when she went to the mansion? But she will claim they never had any sexual intercourse. But we all know this is bull crap lies. Before you bring down R.KELLY, bring down every other Hello, I'm Lady Abimbola. I'm against narcissistic gang stalkers. Please help me with the campaign against the gang stalkers, the campaign and awareness against the gang stalking programming, an evil persecution and harassment against the human race. It has claimed many lives. Please help me. Below are information on how you can donate. Thank you. All your efforts will be highly appreciated. Thank you. Gang stalking is a criminal act committed illegally against humanity. We have lost far too many souls and people to this Antichrist program. Support my campaign against gang stalking. If you are neutral in position of injustice, you have chosen the path of the oppressor. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Whatsoever affects one directly affects all indirectly. That is why I believe the best justice targeted individuals can do for themselves is to expose this evil attack against free-willed individuals who has been targeted for persecution and regular community harassment. Targeted individuals all over the world are coming out of hiding and speaking up. We declare war against evil. I am happy about this. They won't leave us alone, but we will continue to expose their evil and the Antichrist spirit behind them. Hatred of those who are for Christ. And as long as we stick together, we can make the world a better place. Say no to gang stalking. Say no to the destruction of humans. Special thanks to my Creator God, who has divinely protected and provided and directed me, to my sweet Jesus, my Redeemer, my Savior, my Advocate in heaven, never leaving me, to my precious Holy Spirit, who lift up a standard against the principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this world, and spiritual wickedness in high places. I am here today not by my might, nor by my power, but by the Spirit of the Most High God.